So is the IRS monster going to come grab you? I hope not. And of course, if you have a tax goddess and her team, they will not. But there are things you need to know. So, one of the things that really caught my attention was back in 2020 when COVID hit, the government released a special program called the ERC, the Employee Retention Credit. Now, that was a huge boon for so many businesses trying to hold on to their employees, as well as for a lot of employees, because it meant that they continued to get paid. But the one thing that wasn't very clear about the program at the very onset is, okay, so I got free money, which, side note, should always make you question, there's never a free lunch, right? I got free money from the government. When do I have to report this stuff as taxable income? Now, I'm backing up here a second because a lot of people didn't even realize they should be asking that question. They were looking at it saying, okay, so, I just got free money from the government, right? That's not taxable. Yeah. So what we're starting to see is a lot of tax returns, a lot of clients that are coming to Tax Goddess, for other things, to be their new CPA, to do some tax strategy for them. We're looking at their 2020 tax returns, and either their CPA never told them that when they receive the 2020 ERC credit, so we're going to get into more detail here, but when they receive the ERC 2020 credit, they're supposed to report that as taxable income, and they're supposed to actually amend their 2020 tax return to report that as income. So let me back up because I just dove way into detail and I want to make sure that you guys understand. So the ERC program was a credit. Okay, so you paid wages. The government would give you a credit in 2020. It was up to $5,000 per year per employee. Okay, so if you had 20 employees, that was $100,000 of free money, right? Nothing's ever free. Now, the way that the government wrote the original documentation for this is that, yes, we're going to give you the credit. We don't know when you're actually going to receive the credit, right? So basically everyone in the entire country, the businesses had to generally file an amended 941, so a 941X, which is the payroll form, to actually request from the IRS to get these funds. Now, some businesses filed the 941X, some businesses filed an advance credit form. So really, honestly, it kind of depends on which form you filed as to when you actually receive the cash. Now, there were some special rules here. As a tax strategist, okay, so let's keep the ERC on one side here. As a tax strategist on the other side, 2020, 2018, 2019, and 2020, as a part of COVID, the IRS also released documentation and a new rule stating that if you had losses those years, you could actually apply those losses all the way back up to 5 years back. So from 2018, that would go all the way back to 2013, from 2020 back to 2015, and actually apply those losses and get refunds from those losses. Okay, now are you guys starting to see where this is going to connect to each other here for a second? Okay. If you receive that ERC 2020 credit, but you don't receive the cash until 2021, right? You don't know how much the cash is, how much it's actually going to be, what your actual dollar amount really is, because you know what you applied for, but that doesn't mean you know how much you're actually going to receive until you actually receive it, okay? Side note to anyone listening, this is about a cash basis taxpayer. If you're accrual, there's an entirely different set of rules, okay? So most small businesses are on cash. So cash basis taxpayer, you don't know how much you're going to get until you actually get it. When you physically receive it, right? So that could be now in 2021. We have clients that still haven't received 2020, and it's now 2022. As of the time of filming this, it's now 2022. So those clients that are now physically receiving it are going to have to go backwards to their 2020 tax returns and amend the 2020 tax returns. If you took losses on 2020 and carried them all the way back to 2015, you might even have to go and amend now 2015, 2016, 2017, right? All of those 5 years that you carried that loss backwards to. So really what we're seeing here, guys, is a lot of people don't know this. Their CPA never told them about this. Their CPA never told them they had to report the ERC credit as income. The CPA, in fact, reported the ERC credit as income in 2020, removing a loss potential that you had. Okay, lots of problems with this. So this is one area where I would highly recommend that you speak to your CPA, find out what they've done, all right? Because to be honest with you, right, a lot of clients just say, yeah, CPA, do whatever you want, prepare whatever you want, I'll sign it, I trust you. In this case, you kind of want to know what's being done on your return, okay? So in 2020, we had some CPAs that said, listen, we know that you're going to get this $100,000 worth of credit, so we're going to report it as income now. They might have to amend your 2020 because you only received 97,000, not 100,000. So you might be overpaying tax, okay? For others, it was more properly reported. I haven't received the money yet. I will amend my return when I receive the money. When you receive that money, you better make sure that you actually amend, because $100,000 of missed income is something the IRS is going to want to know about. So anyway, guys, lots of details here about the ERC credit. Now, Tax Goddess is, of course, we review all brand new client returns. These are the types of details that we dig into. For our current clients, we're asking them, okay, so have you received the money, not received the money? Kind of where are you at on this 2020 ERC credit? Now, 2021 is totally different, okay? 2021 is a totally separate year. This is related to 2020. So if you have questions, if your CPA doesn't even know what I'm talking about, run away, okay? Reach out to the team and I at taxgoddess.com. Be more than happy to talk to you, kind of review your returns, see if we can figure out, based on how they've reported those returns, what they've done. We've got bookkeepers on staff, so we can dig into those details and ensure that we figure it out to the specific detail. So if you have any questions or you need any help, and of course, besides this, you were a little frustrated that no one told you that this was a tax strategy, right? You would have had a loss without that ERC credit. You could have gotten some cash back. Okay, let us know. We'd be happy to take a look at your files and work with you, and of course, work on some tax strategy, my favorite bit. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to reach out, taxgoddess.com. We'd love a subscribe and a like and some love, and share with your friends and family if this information was valuable to you today. So thanks so much and have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.